You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Real Housewives of Atlanta After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Real Housewives of Atlanta After Show.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. Hey, what? I don't know what the Brazilian FIFA World Cup has to do with anything, but that's fine. That's fine.
I've never
Shout out
heard
to
the
Wyclef.
song, so what else is new?
It's Wyclef Jean's new song.
Oh, it's new? Okay, then it's not one of that.
Hey. Yo, what up, AfterBuzz? It's your boy DJ Jesse Janedy here in Studio 4. The Real Housewives of Atlanta. The final episode reunion part 3 for our 2-hour-long special.
I don't, was it? It was definitely like forever long, but it was good though because we had a lot of stuff to cover.
And we sure the did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Courtney Stewart was, she's in Vegas. Got a little caught up there, so. But she's watching. She's watching right now. I see you, girl.
I can't see
and
anything.
shout out, happy birthday. You can't see what?
Your glasses.
Well, girl, I needed them after watching this reunion. This reunion was shade.
Go order your $10
After
pizza.
shade, after shade, after shade, after shade. Bitch, I thought I was at Home Depot, aisle 13.
What?
I'm so serious. Like, these bitches look tired at the end of this reunion. Like,
Yeah, they did. Kenya lost some steam at the
Damn.
end.
But I'm joined in studio by the lovely, the gorgeous, the talented Stephanie Bauer.
Hey, boo.
How you feeling?
Like shit, but
Like shit. So,
I'm excited about this episode.
because she feels like shit, we want to make this a really interactive show, guys. So make sure you guys call in. Our phone number is 424-253-0504. We have a lot to talk about. We want to know what y'all think. Because, I mean, like I said, I needed my hat to block the shade. I needed my glasses to block. You seen I had 2 cups of tea. I had 2 cups of tea today, y'all. Let's get into it.
Too.
The beginning, they started off with NeNe and Kenya.
Now, this is a fight where, like, okay, I know the past weeks we've talked about, like, you don't think Kenya's that great with her words. Was it you or Courtney?
That great with her words.
With her words. Like, when she fights, she's like, you can say a lot of things about me, but I'm a really good fighter. She, like, uses her words.
I think, no, she's shady.
Yeah. I think that she's really good at that, for sure.
I don't think she's the best. That's what the discussion was.
Who's better than her on the show?
NeNe.
No.
I personally don't.
NeNe was, like, going in circles this episode.
And Phaedra. I mean, Phaedra showed today. She said, but y'all thought I've been sleeping. She said, I came back with 1 sting.
Yeah.
They bring up the Marley situation with the Bailey Bowl. NeNe basically comes out and says that Kenya was antagonizing the situation, wanting Marlo to talk to her. Kenya knows nothing about what's going on between Marlo and NeNe just felt like that wasn't the time or the place to have that discussion.
She said it's because her kid is there. I can kind of see that. I can definitely see that, I guess. But I feel like her kid has probably seen her fly off the handle a few times.
Yeah, I don't think NeNe was like lying in that part. And then Kenya says she tries to control everyone. She's a dictator. She gets these friends and she tries to control everybody. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Yeah. Everything. I think she tries to control everything. And when one person kind of befriends another person, she freaks out. I feel like I'm in 7th grade.
Now, when she said that, NeNe fired back with, you want to be involved in everyone's business. Mm-hmm. My business with Marlo isn't your business. You want to get up in everybody's business. Later, it comes back around when she makes a comment to Candy, and NeNe points out, oh, look, she's trying to get good with Candy, so that way she has a hold in between 2 people's friendship.
Yeah.
Do you see that side of Kenya?
Yeah, I do. But then again, that's the point of the show. If everybody wasn't everybody's business, the show would be boring, because the only person that's not kind of in everyone's business is Candy. And a lot of times she's really boring. She's like, well, I don't know nothing about that, or I don't want to get into that. It's like, then why are you on the show? So although we fault NeNe for it, or any of them for it, kind of keeps it all interesting, you know. We want to see them all in people's business, and that's why Kenya is perfect, and that's why even Cynthia is perfect, because even if the producers are telling her to do it, she's doing it.
So the next topic they go to is calling out NeNe about a comment she made about Candy and Mama Joyce. Basically saying that you have never seen me fight Candy. I wouldn't stoop so low to the gutter as to throw a shoe and drag a heifer.
Well, okay, wasn't this in writing? Didn't she write this?
On her blog, yeah.
Okay. So she didn't really say it like that. But they're like, Candy's calling her out like, what you meant was you're not as low as my mom. Why didn't NeNe just say, yeah, that's exactly what I meant? She's like, you're trying to say my mom's low down and in the gutter, and NeNe wouldn't answer. It's like, say it. That's
well, no, NeNe was like, that is what she meant, but NeNe's not admitting that that's what she meant.
Yeah.
And this is what was irritating me about NeNe tonight. It's like, girl, you're backed into a corner. We can clearly see what the situation is. Just own up to it.
Yeah.
You said it. So don't be saying, no, your mother never threw the shoe. Your mother never dragged her. She spoke about dragging her. But you're talking about the instance, and obviously it's a clear reflection of what you think Mama Joyce is. Yeah.
I thought it was kind of funny. I feel bad for Candy that she brought her mom into it. But then again, her mom's almost fair game, because her mom's practically a 8th, 9th, 10th cast member. But it was kind of funny, and it's kind of true. Like, NeNe wasn't getting as ratchet as Mama Joyce.
But do you feel Candy deserved an apology? She said, you always talk about, she said, I try to treat everyone with the same respect. I don't talk about anyone's kids. I don't talk about anyone's family. So, you know, I would respect that you wouldn't talk about my family. She said, you can talk about me all you want. You can write about me. But when you talk about my mom, but then at the same time, I kind of say, like, Candy, but you got your mom involved with the show.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say that. It hit me as you're talking. I mean, yeah, her mom's on the show. She's fair game. Just like any of the men are fair game. Just like Cynthia's sister's fair game.
But I had to die laughing because they were getting into this back and forth battle. I said what I said!
Oh, Candy and NeNe?
What else you want? What else you want? What else you want me to do? What else you want me to do? I said what do you want me to
This fight kind of scared me. Seriously, like, if any fight was like gonna, I thought would get out of control. Like, this was a scary fight, and this made Kenya and Portia's fight, even though it got physical, it seemed like child's play. Like, their voices were getting deep, and they were, you know, like, this was a scary fight.
Oh shit! What a shit! Like Rasputia, like,
and they're like right next to each other, you know. Like, I could have easily seen some punches.
I feel like what Candy really held her composure tonight, like that this whole reunion.
She did, compared to the,
because she didn't really get hyphy at all. She was sitting there. It looked like she was gonna cry more than she was like you say these things about my mama,
right? She was about to cry, wasn't she? Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, she's getting married. She's about to get married. She doesn't care about this stuff. But the way they were fighting that's a real, like, Atlanta fight.
Oh, well, let's talk about this part. Andy brings up the charity event. Shade after shade after shade after shade. Y'all, Andy Cohen, I'm going to clap for you, sir, because you did this damn reunion.
He's getting better.
He's
getting so much. Because I used to watch reunions and think, damn it, Andy, why didn't you ask this question? This is what everyone's thinking. And now he's asking the questions as I think of them, which is great. He's getting much, much, much better.
But how do you feel about Andy and NeNe's relationship on the reunion?
They're a little too friendly, except at the end of the reunion. Which
you thought they were friendly?
Well,
I feel like NeNe was low-key shading. Oh, wait, we have a caller on the line?
No, I was just moving. I'm sorry.
Oh. Not that they're friendly, but that they have something going on that other people just don't know about. Not friendly, just closer. And it's a little unfair because he had just had this sit down with NeNe. I don't know if it was recorded before or after, but still, he had to sit down with her and nobody else. But at the end of the episode, when NeNe was calling, what's-his-face, a queen, and she was like, Andy, did I offend you or whatever? Like, she kind of... And he was like, yeah, you offended me. It got a little personal right there.
We'll get into that later. All right.
But
so
the charity ball.
The charity ball. So NeNe said she apologized on BravoTV.com for how she acted at the charity event. She said, basically, again, if you really wanted to, and I love that NeNe kind of deaded it, because at the end of this day, Kenya, if you really wanted to honor her, you would have called her. You would have picked up the phone.
Yeah.
Or someone would have picked up the phone and called NeNe's people or called NeNe and been like, hey, we want to do A, B, and C. Let's put, like NeNe said, let's put our differences aside and do this. I do believe NeNe knew that there was a charity event. I do believe that Kenya sent her an email. And NeNe probably looked at the email, like I've been saying, and was like, I'm not responding to that. Like, you're going to honor me and send me an email?
Yeah. Like
an invitation? Like, just so I'm just going to show up and you're going to use my name?
Yeah.
So I think it was shade on both sides. But what did you think about this whole situation? Kenya getting into the whole, like, she gave a personal check to the charity, and kind of like with the news that we've been hearing about the charity putting up a statement letter saying they never got any money and taking it down.
Well, I mean, Kenya tried to say that on the show, and everybody was like, well, did you? And Andy asked her straight out, did you? I don't know. Did she?
She didn't give us an answer.
I know.
So NeNe says,
I think that's a no.
Let's put our differences aside, and we'll give $20,000 to charity to Kenya's choice, and
Crickets.
you'll match me.
It was like crickets.
Match me. $20,000. Let's do that. And Kenya said, yeah, sure, to the Detroit public schools.
Jesse, after about 30 seconds of not saying anything.
I know, but she had to pick something, and that's where NeNe knew I have her in a corner right now.
Yeah.
We said it on national television. You named the charity.
Yeah.
So now we gonna know if you a fraud or not. So bitch, you better be picking up some pennies on damn Peachtree Street. Phaedra said, what did she say? Certified funds, please.
I know, right?
Moving on. NeNe.
It seemed like it was NeNe against everybody. I was like, oh, she's against that person now, then that person. Then when the wide pan out, I'm like, wow, she's fighting with every single person.
It was just really vicious.
Yeah.
It was either NeNe was fighting everyone, Kenya was fighting everyone. I mean, that's really what it was. It was everyone versus those two.
Yeah.
So then we get to talking about NeNe leaving the party and saying that no one's on the same level as her.
I forgot about this until they played it again. How could every girl on that stage not be pissed?
Yeah.
And I mean, Phaedra's like, well, I know she wasn't talking about me because I wasn't there. And then Candy's like, well, I know she wasn't talking about me, period. Like, yeah, she was talking about every single one of you.
Really? I don't think she was.
Of course she was. Of course she was.
I took it as, I feel like it was editing and it was taken. I mean, I still think what she said was shady, but I think she was referring to the women that were there, the type of women that might have went to that kind of event.
Okay.
Without me putting it out there and creating a word. But I think she was talking about those women.
Okay. I guess I
and
can
that's
see that
why
a little.
NeNe's like, I don't owe anyone an apology because I wasn't even talking about these women. Clearly, NeNe's not dumb and knows damn Candy wrote no scrubs and is sitting on damn coin galore.
Yeah.
You know, now she might think it about Kenya, but
you don't think that NeNe really thinks that she's better than Candy because, okay, Candy wrote a song and she has a music business and she has a lot of money. But as far as like celebrity, popularity wise,
no.
What?
Candy's had longevity.
Yeah, but do people really care about her?
Do people really care about NeNe?
Yes, she's the most popular one.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, NeNe is like, this is like, she's the epitome of 15 minutes. Like, are you going to, if she's not on Real Housewives, are you going to really keep following NeNe Leakes' life?
No, I would unfollow her within the year.
Candy's consistent because you're going to want to know what she's doing. Because you don't care about what she's doing on the show.
Yeah.
The only thing you care about doing on the show is that she's actually doing these things in real life.
Yeah.
So, and she's been consistent with them. We have a caller on the line. Caller, what's your name? Where are you from?
Michelle from Dallas.
What up, Michelle?
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Me chillin'. Kenya said tonight, I've always been a good friend to NeNe. There was a huge yelling match there. And NeNe said, you're bored. Every time I see you on the screen, I yawn. What are your thoughts on that, Michelle? Do you think Kenya is a good friend?
Hell no. I think her only friend was her little dog Velvet, and since Velvet's gone, she's friendless.
Rest in peace, Velvet.
I mean, because think about it. All the other girls brought friends on the show.
Mm-hmm.
What friend besides Brandon did you see her bring? No girlfriends. Lauren's little maid friend, Bravo friend. That's all she has. So I don't think she really has any friends.
She created this thing. Well, or she says the fans of Real Housewives of Atlanta have created and crowned her the queen of Roja. And she thinks that the fans are, sick and tired of NeNe. They're tired of NeNe. Are we tired of NeNe? Michelle, you tired of NeNe?
No, I still ride for NeNe. I think she is hilarious. Now, sometimes she has diarrhea of the mouth. I'm like, oh, I wish she would have said that. But overall, to me, she's entertaining. And there's something that you can pull from NeNe to kind of relate to. Mm-hmm. With Kenya, like, I don't know who Kenya is. Who's the real Kenya? It seems like, it's like NeNe said, she's just acting a fool for $2.50 trying to stay relevant.
Boop! What did you think of
that? And then she said, like, she was the best at fighting with her words. Well, she got slayed. She got, oh my goodness, Phaedra, she just brought her down because she was going to cry.
Yeah, she did look like she was going to cry.
Pizza Hut. That's all.
The pizza delivery. Oh.
Ooh. What did you think of the Queen of Roja?
When she said it, and I wish I'd written it down because I was like, well, she's kind of got a point. I know what she said. She said that she has a title and she is in history. That she's kind of true, right? She's kind of right there. She's a person in history when people might forget about NeNe Leakes.
Kenya?
As far as the title. Didn't she say that?
But who's thinking about Kenya before Real Housewives of Atlanta?
I know. Jesse,
Miss USA is like the broke down Miss America. Like, nobody knows who Miss USA is.
You're right.
I don't even know who.
They have like past porn stars. Isn't that girl like Shanna Moakler, Miss USA? I mean, come on.
I don't think I could name one Miss USA person.
No, and you're right. And so
like,
you guys are both right. However, if you go and like physically did the research, you can find somebody.
Guinness World Book of Records.
Shut up. You know what I mean. Kenya's trying to validate her point, and I can kind of see what she's saying.
Right, I'll give her that. She won a big competition.
But Jesse, you've got to admit, even on this season, we've all sat up here on this desk and said that we're sick of NeNe and she doesn't entertain us as much, and we're kind of over her. And we all agree that if Kenya weren't on the show, it would be a lot more boring.
100. I think that's what I think Kenya was made for this type of show because she'll do what the producers want her to do.
Yeah.
There's no reason. Exactly. There's no reason why she would be on this show. She has no husband. She was never married. This is Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I love Phaedra for saying wife, husband.
Yeah, driving the point home.
Every single time. Really just turning that one up. Michelle.
I like she called her out about Christopher because it didn't make sense. Like, oh, that's why she was so worried about saying that she wasn't claiming the girl because she was sleeping with Christopher and she didn't know that he had a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Boop.
All right, Michelle. One last topic that you want to talk about before we head out.
I don't know. I guess I hope they all come back. Maybe not Cynthia, but
okay. Well, do you feel like Portia should be able to come back?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you've had Real Housewives of Orange County throwing drinks and glasses, Teresa flipping tables. I mean, they've all done some type of something physical on every show. Matter of fact, Real Housewives of Miami, did someone like punch someone or do something like that? So. Yeah, she should come back. All she did was grab a little hair, and she fell.
Yeah, she really did. I mean, go back and watch as many times as you want. All she did really was grab her hair.
Right.
So.
All right. Well, Michelle, do you have a Twitter handle?
New Orleans BB.
Awesome. Thank you for calling in, Michelle. We'll talk to you next season.
Bye.
All right. So Cynthia and Peter, Cynthia talks about her and Peter's financial situation, and talks about communication issues, and there's something going on over there, but things have been getting better. NeNe is then asked what she thinks of their situation, and I thought she had a great answer. She said, I think Cynthia's strong and opinionated, and a lot of the girls don't know that about her. And, you know, sometimes she says things to Peter, and sometimes she doesn't because it's her husband. And,
and any married couple will tell you have to pick your battles. I think Cynthia picks her battles. And as far as the car goes, she goes, well, I bought a car the week before, too, you know. They're doing fine, those two. They're fine.
The only thing that I just felt weird about, and I don't know if I was just overjudging it, but she says about being sick that she is just happy that he didn't go off and have sex with someone else. That was a really rough time. And I was just kind of taken back by that comment. Like, she was like, you know, because I couldn't have even have been mad at him if he had. Like,
what? I think that's like a TV show comment. That's something she just says.
Because I was like, girl, like, what?
Yeah, Andy should ask her about that one.
Whew. Apollo and Phaedra. Apollo comes out.
Ugh.
They're going to counseling. Awkward answer.
Yeah, they're like, we've never been separated. We're going to counseling. You go to counseling because you at one point separated. Let's get real.
A fan wrote in and said, why do you feel you have to parent Apollo? And she said, you know, the thing is, I don't feel like I parent Apollo. Can you please stop talking so I can speak? Like, but, girl.
Okay, you know what? The way I thought that was,
what?
You know how every time, and they've all the girls have pointed out, when Phaedra's put on the spot, all of a sudden she's got something in her shirt or she's got something in her hair. And Andy asked her a question, and she's like, "Well, would you stop it?" Like, he's not even touching you. Like, she was doing typical Phaedra, avoiding the question by something else going on.
Then they bring up Apollo and his credit scams.
And he immediately turns the tables to Kenya.
Yep.
Like, we're glad you went there because we wanted you to go there, but not now.
Really? I was perfectly fine with the timing.
I wanted to hear him give us the answer about what's going on with him.
Yeah, but he probably couldn't even speak.
I guess.
So he turns it on Kenya and basically says, you know, you want to go on all these radio shows, and I feel like I'm your storyline. You should be paying me. I built you.
Okay, I see what he's saying, like, as far as the appearances go, because, yeah, nobody would probably really want to talk to her on Wendy Williams or Bethany or wherever she's going if it wasn't for the Apollo stuff. But as far as her storyline on the show, I think she has plenty of other storylines. I do. I really do. I like watching the texting and the are they hooking up or aren't they, but she still has other stuff to go on. He didn't build her. He didn't create her.
I mean, but to be honest, what scenes of Kenya's do you like?
Okay, let's go back to the very beginning. Gone with the Wind, Walter, the fighting in the slumber party. None of that really had to do with Apollo, like her fighting the other girls. There's a lot of stuff. The whole charity ball, the whole Bailey ball. I mean, they're definitely,
I mean, she has other storylines.
Yeah.
I feel like the through line, and I mean, yeah, we're probably getting to the end and sick of it, but for Phaedra to come out and say that happened in 2012.
Yeah.
And we're still talking about it.
We're still talking about it because one of them's still texting the other one, and I really wish they would have brought that to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
She started going through her phone. Something was going on.
But I think the texting thing is her cop-out, and I think that's why, because NeNe pulled a thing like, I got the text from you saying, you know, you were sorry and you were apologizing. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Apollo said that she had texted him. And she was like, don't pull that with me from a different number.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I feel like Kenya gets caught up in the game of Real Housewives.
Yeah.
A little too much.
I just feel like from the very beginning, 2012, if they really did something or if they want to get caught, like, it should have come out. Something should have come a little bit more clear. Like, did they hook up in LA or didn't they? Like, are they texting each other or aren't they? Like, I really wish they would have.
Well, now I want to know what Kenya's financial situation is, because she calls Apollo a criminal, and she says, you have no money, you have no credit. We have a caller on the line. Caller, what's your name? Where are you from?
Hey, it's Walker from New York.
What up, Walker?
What's going on?
Nothing. All right, so we're talking about Kenya right now, and Apollo. Apollo comes out and says, you want to call me a criminal, but you have no money and you have no credit. How'd you feel about this whole situation, Apollo versus Kenya?
You know, it's so hard to take Apollo serious because he talks, worse than Aiden. Like, when your son has better vocabulary than you, then it's kind of hard to take anything he says serious. I didn't really, I understood where he was coming from, but it didn't make any sense to me.
He was great. He was classic for the reunion show because the stuff he was saying was just so stupid, and he looked so dumb next to Phaedra in that T-shirt and the.
You should get your toenails done.
Oh yeah,
they
yeah.
look crusty.
What? What? I mean, I loved it, but Phaedra must have been so embarrassed.
How did you guys feel about Kenya not responding a lot of the time? Like, if roles were reversed, Kenya, would you want other women talking to your husband?
Well, that's such a stupid question. Like,
why?
Would you? No, the question was, if roles were reversed, would you want other women flirting with your husband? The obvious answer is no. That was a waste of time on the reunion. Jesse.
But I'm just saying she's not admitting that that's what she's doing. So I think it's a legit question. Honestly, like, that's fine. I know, girl, there are whores out there. They would be like, no, I wouldn't mind. Because the bitches their pussy ain't better than mine. So I know he ain't gonna fuck them.
Okay.
What you think, Walker? Texas Ranger.
You know what? I think they had Kenya shook, and so that's why she kept trying to move it along. Oh, I'm not gonna roll around the mud with pigs. She was shook. She didn't have anything else to say. She didn't have any smart comments to come back with. She knew that there was nothing she could say.
Yeah, she had nothing. And I almost started to feel, when I was watching it, I wasn't feeling bad for her, but I almost started to feel like her feelings were getting hurt. Because she's always so vocal and so loud. I was like, she really looks like her feelings starting to get hurt. Right when Apollo came at her, she was just looking the other way, and
But don't you feel like there's something there when you see that happening to her?
Yes. And
it's kind of like karma's a bitch?
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah.
What are you thinking, Walker?
No, I totally agree. I agree with Stephanie, too. I think you really did hurt her. And I honestly almost, sort of, kind of tiny felt bad for her after the reading that was heard around the world.
Yeah.
You know what? As a matter of fact, let's talk about that. Could we play Miss Phaedra Park's epic speech?
She's sitting around, running around, talking about my husband and the father of my children, and she spends her weekends peddling through sperm banks, looking through catalogs to try to find a donor. Honey, you don't know if your baby daddy will be an axe murderer or a child molester, because what you will know is that he needed $10 to get him a medium-sized pizza, so he ejaculated in a cup so you could have a kid.
Not even a large, a medium-sized pizza.
The shade. It was like, bitch, I have not said anything to you all season long. And at this reunion, in the last part of the 3-piece reunion, I will slay you like a dungeon dragon.
And I was bad. And then the chef, they showed everyone. It was just pieces. It was just crickets.
Total crazy. And that's when you know it hurts Kenya's feelings, is when she doesn't say anything.
I mean, at the end of the day, Phaedra was not playing with this. She was like, girl, you said all your little catty remarks all season long, and I'm really going to wife. He was protecting his wife.
Yeah.
Her husband. Bitch, and then when they had the husband sitting behind them, I was like, bitch, Kenya, you look messing the puzzle up, making it look like a damn empty tooth. There was a missing person behind you. All by
No.
yourself.
The invisible boyfriend was there. We just didn't see him. That's all that was.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. The invisible boyfriend was
Casper.
sitting right there.
That's cute. That's cute. Okay, the thing about Phaedra's read, I mean, it was harsh. It was like, now you might have like people like companies hitting you up like
No, because whenever she said that stuff before about how Kenya can't get pregnant, blah, 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 I did kind of feel bad for her. I'm like, no, that's not her fault. She can't. But no, I'm glad Phaedra said this to her because I hate bitches like that come after your man from day one. And she did. She was after Apollo from day one. At a point, you can't even kind of blame the guy because it's like if she's all on him for 2 years now. So I didn't feel bad for her at all. I really didn't, and I have before.
damn, shopping through catalogs. Nothing but $10 for a medium size, but you couldn't even get a large.
Right?
You probably couldn't even get more than 2 toppings.
Hungry hat, Little Caesars.
Unless you went to pizza. Yeah, you could get 2.
Little, yeah. Hot and ready.
To ejaculate into a cup. I can't. What, Walker?
No, I couldn't. I literally had to rewind that 5 times in a row. I had to stop. I just could not get enough of that.
NeNe said, was asked, was it weird that Kenya and Apollo, the two of them linked up? Of course it was. Absolutely. Only a person with a character flaw would do that.
NeNe likes getting into that, doesn't she?
So nasty. So rude. Moving on with Kenya's storyline. Let's talk about this pillow talk party. NeNe addresses Kenya, saying that she was on drugs. NeNe says that she was never been on drugs.
Okay, can we talk about that for a second?
What?
Do you think that that's true? NeNe's never done drugs ever? Because we all thought, even at the slumber party, that she looked like she was on something. Even Candy said it. And Candy's not trying to just say stuff just to say it. And that's only one example on television. I mean, she's probably done drugs before.
Well, with a new perspective doing the show, after my experience last night, I've seen people that trashed enough to act like that. So I thought it would have to be on drugs, but after last night seeing some girls on liquor, I was like, you know what? Maybe NeNe really was just shitty.
Okay.
But maybe not. I mean, I don't know. I feel like, to be honest, do I think that NeNe has never done drugs? I think that's bullshit. I'm sure she has sniffed a line or 2, popped a pill or 3. I'm smoked a blunt or 4. You know what I mean? Like, come on, NeNe. Like, let's not play games. I mean, hey, we've all played in the park, but I'm just saying, just be real about it. You're not a spokeswoman for damn fucking Dove soap or nothing. I don't know. Walker, what are you thinking?
But can we just discuss how they showed the clip from the pillow talk and how Kenya jumps up and goes charges after that girl, but yet when Portia gets up and charges, it's violence against women and we should support each other and all that shit.
Well, Kenya said she was walking.
Well, see, then Walker, I'm going to have to disagree with you because I've said from the beginning, I don't think Kenya did anything wrong in the hotel room. She literally did just get up to get closer to the person that was talking to her.
Yeah, I don't think Kenya did. Honestly, I don't think Kenya charged her. But I also don't think that the man harshly grabbed her. And clearly that was made very evident tonight that nobody took it as Chris was going to harm Kenya the way Kenya took it.
Yeah, even when little Todd was like, "Oh, I would do that for Candy." So
Todd
who's like,
little Todd,
the sweetest dude.
Over. Yeah, it's like if little Todd says it, then okay, fall back.
Kenya said, "I was attacked. I walked across the hotel room. Faye just stopped her and said, no, he probably stopped her from charging his wife."
Oh,
and then that's where she brought up the whole Chris sleeping with her. And then we get into this discussion right here. Kenya says, I don't know what NeNe's problem is. You know, I had gotten to the hotel and they were miking me, and before they did, all I could hear is NeNe screaming to the top of her lungs. NeNe screaming to the top of my lungs. You're trying to make Kenya the star of the show, cursing out everybody. NeNe said, Miss America, why don't you ask everyone else if they heard that?
Well, I mean, they all said no. Oh, so it does make Kenya look like she's lying. However, if Phaedra was in a separate room with just producers, which would be the time she'd be yelling at them, I don't think she'd be yelling at them in front of the room because the producers aren't in the room with them.
They're with Kenya.
Yeah, so I could see this happening.
NeNe saying that?
Yeah.
But I found it interesting that Peter was the first one to come to NeNe's defense, though. He was the first one who was like,
yeah.
No, I didn't hear that.
You're right. Yeah, he
was.
I
took it like court.
Yeah, no, Peter was the first one that said it. He goes, I didn't hear that.
Oh, and then Candy did it.
Yeah.
The two people that don't get along with NeNe right now.
Yeah, so that's
stuck up for her.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what irritated me about this is that later, like a couple minutes later, they then showed the scene of NeNe walking back and forth, and you hear NeNe talking about, why are we waiting on this girl? And then Kenya took it, we just saw in the clip that she said, why are we waiting on this girl? She thinking she the star or something like that. And she took that, and NeNe said, well, then I guess I did see that. I didn't recall it. But I'm like, you didn't say what Kenya said you said. Kenya said you were screaming at the top of your lungs. And you're trying to make Kenya the star of the show, cursing at everybody. I didn't see any of those things.
Yeah.
I don't know. Walker, what are you thinking? You think Kenya is exaggerating a little bit?
When doesn't Kenya exaggerate?
True that.
True.
I don't believe a thing. I don't believe a thing comes out of her mouth.
Walker, what's your Twitter handle?
Twitter handle is I am Walker R.
There you go, Walker. Thank you for calling in. Make sure you call in next season and hit us up on you watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta tonight. It starts. Boom.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Walker.
So the husbands come out. Peter is now the new housewife. He says, "Don't call me a bitch," and he pulls out a peach and bites into it.
And then they're like, "Oh, should he be Uncle Ben or Papa Smurf?"
That was weird.
Yeah.
Do you think Peter talks disrespectful to women? Do you have a problem with him having opinions about these women?
No, he's on their show.
Me too. So like this whole argument's irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not even talking about that. Moving on. Do you hold NeNe accountable for the pillow talk conversation?
Yes, always have. She just started that night off so weird and so abrasive and so like just starting fights with the couples, and yeah, I've always held her responsible.
What about the situation that gets brought up? Peter was kind of asked what would have happened if Chris had really put his hand on Kenya, and Peter said, if Chris would have put his hand on Kenya, he would have been checked by the real men in the room.
I keep going back and forth on this. I don't really know.
I see you could word it in a way where I can see both sides.
Yeah.
I can see him saying, like, you know what I mean? If, you know, a man grabs a woman, every real man in that room would have stopped him.
Yes.
Including Brandon.
Yeah.
He could be a real man. He would have gotten up and stopped him.
Yeah.
Where Kenya was saying, well, that is what Brandon did. He saw a man grab a woman and he got up. So it kind of did have a little homophobia. I don't know. But then I don't think Peter is like that to say something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really think he said it like that. I don't know. I think just the fact that he is gay, you know, rubbed people the wrong way because everything's so touchy. I don't know. And then was this the part where Andy said he felt? Or no, that was the Queen
right after
comment.
he a question gets asked to NeNe saying, many of us in the gay community are livid the way you used Queen towards Brandon. You had homophobia dripping from your mouth. Andy pushed the comment and was like, yeah, I really was offended by that. Just, I don't know, you go, because I think it's stupid.
Okay, good. Well, I mean, yeah, for Andy to get offended,
I mean,
like, Everybody's so
And that's why when NeNe looked at
sensitive.
Andy like, really? Like, are you really going to make me answer this question?
Yeah. I think people throw around the word offended too easily and the word disrespect. And everybody disrespected me or offended me. Everything. I've never used either of those two words. Like, everybody on these reality shows is, you offended me, you disrespected me, you know. Tonight Candy's like, you didn't hurt my feelings, you just disrespected me. Nobody respects anybody on these reality shows. None of them respect each other.
My thing is like, if you're in the gay community, then you know her using the word queen. Like, all of a sudden now queen, we're considering queen like is now a bitch, or like, like, if it was a straight man being like, you dumb queen, like, I could see that. But
yeah, like
NeNe
Alec
leaks.
Baldwin did that. Alec Baldwin called somebody like a queen, and he was saying it to be.
Yeah, and I'm sure that sounds like a man who would have homophobia dripping from the mouth. Not NeNe leaks. And then I love Greg behind her. She was like, should we have a charity event? Because NeNe does charity events for the gays. And then Greg said, well, I think we should do a parade. Because what was last season? We saw NeNe leaks at the gay parade.
Yeah.
Like, gay men made NeNe leaks. She was referring to Brandon as a queen because Brandon acts like Kenya's pet queen. So, moving on. That was so dumb. I just couldn't even with Andy.
Yeah, I can't believe Andy went that way.
And then Kenya looking up at Andy like, what? Were you offended by
And
that?
he goes, yeah, I just said that. He did. He goes, yeah, I just said it.
I can't. NeNe and Phaedra kind of seem like they're having a budding friendship all of a sudden. And it makes sense to me. I think out of everybody on the show, they should be friends. They have the same enemy, and they both have. I feel like they both had dinner before the reunion, and that's what kind of amped Apollo up to be like, I gave you a storyline. I did A, B, C, D.
Okay.
Because their relationship seems like NeNe's trying to save that.
Yeah. NeNe sees probably in Phaedra real qualities that should be on women that are representing Atlanta, not flippity girls like Kenya and not Portia. To NeNe, it's probably, I'm Atlanta, I'm a Real Housewife of Atlanta. Phaedra is a Real Housewife of Atlanta, so she probably appreciates that, you know. And she's probably trying to keep the two of them in the show. And you know, NeNe kind of controls who is on the show. They even said on this episode that she tried to get Marlo on the show. She's tried to get other people on the show, you know, and she has the ability to do that. And she has the ability to get Cynthia kicked off if she wants to.
You think so?
Yeah. Because all she has to do is go do one sit-down interview with Andy Cohen and say, Cynthia's not good for the show, she brings nothing, to get producers thinking, oh yeah, she's right. See ya, Cynthia.
Interesting. It kind of ends out with NeNe versus Kenya kind of talking about money, and then we get this back and forth of these comments. Miss Ratchet USA, Miss Donald Trump USA,
Miss Dust USA,
Funk Box, girl bye, Dust.
What does any of that mean?
I mean, it's all just shading each other back really quickly. Miss Ratchet USA, Miss Donald Trump USA, that was weak. Funk Box, I didn't really get that.
What does that mean?
The way I took it, I don't really know the exact terminology. I took it as like, your pussy ain't right, girl. Like, close that funk box. Smelling something like some rotten scrambled eggs.
Oh, Jesse.
Sorry.
What is dust?
Like,
What's dust you say?
Like nothing.
Like you're nothing?
You're dust. Relevant.
I wish we could just go through everything they say and you explain it.
One night we'll do that.
Okay.
Well, there was just too much to this episode. I can't with none of these girls. I really felt bad. I felt like the end of it just had this. I was tired of it. I was exhausted watching this thing, and I just feel like these girls were in a mental boxing match with each other. None of them are like really friends except Candy and Phaedra, and even that, it's just like I don't know what to really believe is real, and it was sad. Kind of really sad.
Yeah.
So on that note, hopefully some good-ish goes down during the summer, and when they go back to filming, it should be really interesting.
Something interesting will happen with Portia, for sure, because she's going to come back or not come back, and either way it's going to be an issue.
What do you think is going to really happen with this Apollo situation?
Oh, the Apollo situation. I mean, I think he's going to go to jail.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you see any of these girls not coming back next season?
Maybe Cynthia.
Cynthia? Out of everybody?
Yeah.
I see Phaedra not coming back. But, I mean, if Apollo goes to jail, she might need some of that extra
Phaedra
income.
doesn't seem to care at all about this Apollo legal business. It doesn't seem to bother her at all. So I think she'll be back.
She's got a little trick up her sleeve.
She's not worried about it.
And then do you see NeNe coming back?
Yeah.
Yeah?
She's got nothing. She's
All
got
right.
nothing going on. Sorry, NeNe. And you just got kicked off Dancing with the Stars, which
she-
is fan voted.
But I mean, whatever. She made it longer than I thought she was.
Of course, but she's still, when it comes down to it, NeNe's fans are Real Housewives fans, not worldwide across America fans.
15 minutes.
Dust.
Funk box. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit us up at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. What am I gonna do with my Mondays? I mean, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta's coming back, so I got one more Atlanta show coming back. So y'all tune in tonight for that. But I'm gonna miss y'all.
At least they're like still in the press. They're all doing stuff. Like we could tweet about them.
Yeah, but I don't like reading their blog shade. I like watching the Roja shade. I guess I'm gonna have to go back and watch the season all over again. 'Cause it was that good. I really loved y'all this season. Bravo. Andy, thank you so much. Make sure you guys hit us up. You can tweet me at DJ Jesse J.
Steph Bauer TV.
Until next season, peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.